How's it going, everybody? In this video, I want to show you my favorite reverb setting for vocals. This is kind of my starting line. It's what I'm going to load up every time I run sound, and I will tweak it if necessary. I'll change some settings if the decay is too long or too short, and I'll work from there. But this is my favorite place to start because it's a really, honestly, it's a big sounding reverb, but it's also pretty natural and smooth sounding, so it's not just too over the top. And it works well for me if I only have one reverb to dedicate to vocals. If that's the way I'm choosing to work that day, it works well on its own. So that's kind of why it's my favorite to start with. So I'll run down real quick. I'll show you a dry signal, and then I'll bring in the verb so you can hear what it sounds like. All right, now bring it in. I'll push it up a little higher so you can really hear what it sounds like. And bring it down where it's going to sit more in the mix. So what I really like about this verb is it's musical because it helps put the vocal in the same space as everything else. Even though nothing else is running through this reverb, it just helps it sit well in a mix where suddenly it just feels like it just glues to the track a lot more. So that's kind of my main reason for this. It's not some grand revelation or a big effect or something like that. It's just very natural and helps the vocal do its thing, without really standing out too much. So I'll run down the settings real quick so you can jot those down, or if you want, I've got a free reverb cheat sheet in the description below with this setting and some more tips on how I use it, along with some other reverb settings that I use most every time I run sound. So real quick, here is the settings. So I set the pre-delay at 100 milliseconds, decay at 2.03. I think that's, yeah, that's just, so basically 2 seconds. Size at 60, damping at 3K, diffuse at 25, keep the level at 0, low cut at 196, high cut at 5K, bass multi at 0.95, spread at 40, shape 50, mod speed 30. So again, I really feel like this is just a musical reverb, and one thing that really helps that is to low cut and high cut the send, because the verb itself still has a lot of high end and low end in it and can get muddy, or S's can really start taking off a little bit. So my favorite thing to do is to actually low cut and high cut what's going into the verb, so it's getting a very specific signal in it. And I'll low cut it around 300 typically, and where's this at the high cuts at 7K. So that's kind of just general settings. I don't really overthink those too much. I'll really just sweep up until it sounds about right, and I'll pull the top end down until I feel like I'm missing stuff. Until I'm missing some valuable information. I guess that goes for both. But that's kind of my thought process there. This is where I landed, and it's kind of a typical place. Sometimes I'll go lower, and I'll high cut, down at like 3K even. So, there's no rules. You can do whatever sounds good, and this is just my typical starting place. So yeah, hit the link in the description if you want some more reverb stuff, and you can try it out. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about it. I'll see you in the next one.